Imagine you are floating, not in water, not in air, in nothing, absolute nothing. The earth hangs behind you, a blue marble getting smaller by the second. Ahead, everything, the entire universe stretched out across 93 billion light years of darkness. And it is utterly, completely, horrifyingly silent. Not the silence of a library, not the silence of a sleeping house at 3 a.m. This is something fundamentally different. This is a silence that has existed longer than our planet, longer than our sun. A silence that will outlast every civilization that has ever wondered about it. Now here's the question that should unsettle you. What if that silence isn't empty? What if it's hiding something? Every space movie you've ever seen is lying to you. The X-Wing screaming through asteroid fields, the bass-heavy thrum of a starship jumping to warp, the detonation of a supernova rolling across the galaxy like thunder. Every single one of those sounds is a fabrication, a comforting fiction designed to stop you from feeling something deeply uncomfortable. Because in the real universe, none of that makes a sound. None of it. In 1969, when Apollo 11 was 38,000 miles from Earth, the crew could hear nothing outside their capsule walls except the mechanical hum of their own life support. The entire cosmic stage, the moon ahead, the sun blazing 93 million miles away, the solar wind streaming past at 1,000,000 miles per hour, was performing in absolute silence. We've known this for over 300 years. In 1660, Robert Boyle sealed a bell inside a glass jar, pumped out the air, and watched it ring. He could see the clapper striking the metal. He could see the vibrations, but there was no sound. The bell was screaming and the universe simply didn't care. That experiment should have terrified us. Instead, it just became a footnote in a physics textbook. Here is the fundamental truth. Sound is not a thing. Sound is not an object that travels through space the way light does. Sound is a relationship, a mechanical agreement between molecules. It's a pressure wave, a push-pull disturbance that requires matter to propagate. When you hear music, what you're actually experiencing is billions of air molecules bumping into each other in rapid succession, like a stadium doing the wave, that disturbance traveling outward from the source until it reaches your ear. No molecules, no wave, no south. ND, period. Space is not just mostly empty, it is almost incomprehensibly empty. The void between star systems contains roughly 1 atom per cubic centimeter. On Earth, 1 cubic centimeter of air contains 27 quintillion molecules. That's 27 followed by 18 zeros. In deep space, you have one single atom. To give you a sense of scale, if you took 1 cubic meter of Earth's atmosphere and somehow stretched it to fill the volume of the sun, the concentration would still be denser than the interstellar medium. Space is not just quiet. Space is a physical environment where the concept of sound literally cannot exist. And yet the universe isn't entirely silent, even scientifically. There is sound in space. It just exists in places and frequencies so alien to human experience that they might as well be another dimension. In 2003, NASA Chandra X-ray Observatory pointed at the Perseus galaxy cluster, a cloud of superheated gas 250 million light years away, and detected pressure waves rippling through it. Actual sound. The frequency was B-flat, 57 octaves below middle C, so low that a single cycle of the wave takes 10 million years to complete. So low that if you lowered it into human, in hearing range, it would still require 10 million years before your brain even registered the first beat. The universe does make sound. We just can't hear it, and somehow that's worse. Here is where physics stops being just physics. Sound is how living creatures understand the world. Long before eyes evolved, life on Earth used vibration pressure waves traveling through water to detect predators, find mates, navigate. The first complex organisms were essentially ears. Sound is not decorative. Sound is survival. Sound is the universe telling you something is there. And space has none of it. Out there, a star 100 times the mass of our sun could be detonating in a supernova, releasing more energy in 10 seconds than our sun will release in its entire 10 billion year lifespan, and it would do so in complete, unbroken silence. The most violent event in the observable universe, and you wouldn't hear a whisper, not because it's far away, because there is nothing for the violence to travel through. Consider what that means for any object, any astronaut in that environment. We evolved in a world saturated with acoustic information. Sound tells us when something is moving toward you. S.sound tells us a storm is coming, that a predator has shifted in the undergrowth, that the building is about to collapse. Strip all of that away, and you've stripped away a sensory dimension that 600 million years of evolution built into us as a survival mechanism. Astronauts on EVA spacewalks describe a specific kind of unease. Not fear of falling, not fear of the suit failing. The thing they struggle to articulate is the silence. The absolute, unrelenting sensory deprivation of a universe that simply cannot communicate with you. Your brain evolved to read danger acoustically, and space gives it nothing to read. Nothing at all. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. For the first 380,000 years of its existence, it was so dense and so hot that light couldn't even travel through it, it just scattered off the plasma. Then, in an event cosmologists call recombination, the universe cooled enough for electrons to bind to nuclei. And suddenly, the universe became transparent. Light streamed out in all directions. That ancient light is what we now call the cosmic microwave background, the oldest thing we can observe. But what about sound? In those first 380,000 years, the early universe was dense enough for pressure waves to propagate. The universe literally roared at its own birth. Then it expanded, then it cooled, then it silenced itself. The universe gave itself a voice and then took it away. What remains is a cosmos that is, by its own physics, incapable of screaming. Stars collapse, galaxies collide, black holes tear apart solar systems. And every catastrophe, every death, every unimaginable act of cosmic violence occurs in pristine, absolute silence. The universe has been engaged in the most dramatic theater in existence for 13.8 billion years, and it has never made a sound we could hear. There's a philosophical name for this, the Great Silence, but it means something different from the Fermi paradox version. This one is physical, absolute. The universe is not merely quiet because no one is transmitting. It is quiet because its geometry doesn't support the medium through which intelligent beings communicate. We evolved in a thin shell of atmosphere 60 miles thick on a pale blue dot in the outer arm of a spiral galaxy, and in that tiny bubble, sound exists. Step outside it by any meaningful distance, and the universe erases that entity. Re-dimension of reality. We are organisms built for sound, stranded in a cosmos that has none. The next time you step outside on a clear night and look up at a sky full of stars, remember this. Every single point of light you can see is an entire solar system, often larger than our own. Many of them are dying as you watch. Some of them are already gone. The light you're seeing left those stars thousands of years ago, and the star itself may have collapsed in silence long before you were born. All of it happening without a sound. The universe doesn't need us to hear it. It doesn't need us at all. We showed up 4.5 billion years late to a party that's been running for 13.8 billion years, built our entire civilization on the exchange of acoustic information, and then looked up and discovered that the rest of the cosmos operates entirely without it. Sound is, perhaps, the most human thing in the universe, because nothing else has it. Space isn't silent because nothing is happening. Space is silent because everything that happens out there happened without us in mind.